Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Zoom call. I'm really excited to have you join us today. My name is Nancy Arnold. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus Company, and it's my privilege today to introduce for the next 30 minutes for you to hear the amazing science behind our wonderful product, Juice Plus. And today with us is Dr. Richard DuBois, and I'm going to give you an overview of who this man is. He's world-renowned, and I'm very excited that he could be with us today. Dr. Richard DuBois is a board-certified physician of infectious diseases who has retired from a very active private practice in Atlanta, Georgia, where he had been since 1968. His career is highlighted by many honors, awards, and proclamations of prestige from his colleagues. He is the past president of the Georgia Society of Internal Medicine and of the Infectious Diseases Society of Georgia. He is the past president of the Medical Association of Atlanta. He was the medical doctor of the first maximum containment treatment facility of the Centers for Disease Control. He has held national medical offices and published many manuscripts in peer-reviewed medical journals. He's been selected by his peers as one of the best doctors in America every year since 1994. In surveys by Atlanta Magazine, the doctors of Atlanta chose Dr. DuBois as the doctor they would choose for their own care if they themselves were sick with an infectious disease, including HIV. He's been awarded the Award of Excellence in Teaching at Atlanta Medical Center, where he was chosen as the most valuable physician and re-elected for 8 years as Chief of Internal Medicine. He was a medical staff member there for 36 years. His retirement from active medical practice has allowed him to influence thousands of people with the message of how better nutrition can help maintain health and decrease the risk of disease. Dr. Rick DuBois, we're so grateful that you're here today, and we'll let you take over. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy. It's great to be here, and good morning to everyone. Today, I just want to talk about transforming our nation's health. Everybody realizes that we are increasingly sick and unhealthy. Our cost of medical care has been increasing exponentially for many, many years. There's no end in sight, and it's now one of the largest pieces of our gross national product. So I hope this information will help us make wise choices in our nutrition, because the deterioration of our nation's health is directly related to the deterioration in our nutrition. And I hope that we can make wise choices going forward, because this is an example of the choices many, many Americans have been making over the years, and it's getting worse and worse, and it's causing our nation's health to be deteriorating. Let's talk about nutrition. Everybody understands the macronutrients, but ask people about micronutrients, and they'll name a few vitamins and a few minerals. There's only 13 vitamins, and there's only 16 minerals of importance to the human body, and 9 of those should only be taken in small amounts because they're known as trace elements, and in large amounts they are toxic to our system. What's important to our nutrition numerically are the phytonutrients and antioxidants that are only found in whole food, plant-based nutrition. Phytonutrients are large molecules, there's thousands of them. Antioxidants are very small molecules, and there's tens of thousands of those. And the key is that they are all important, not just a few of them. It works synergistically in our bodies to help promote health and make our physiology work properly. I can give you thousands of medical manuscripts that document the value of fruits and vegetables to the human body. I'm only going to show you this one. It's from the CDC. They followed 9,000 adults for 19 years. The more fruits and vegetables they consumed on a regular basis, the less likely they were to die from any cause during those 19 years. And once again, I could give you thousands of medical manuscripts that speak to that message. That's why the current recommendations are 7 to 13 servings a day. A serving is roughly the size of your fist. Most Americans don't even get 5 servings a day. There's a huge gap between what it is we are eating and what it is we should be eating, and we need to bridge that gap. I want to introduce you to the Juice Plus Company. This is the international headquarters, doing business in 23 countries around the world, doing business for over 46 years. This is the national headquarters outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Their mission statement is inspiring healthy living around the world, and we're a part of that mission statement, and that's a good feeling to know you're participating in something that's bigger than yourself, something that's bigger than a whole lot of things that's going on. They found 2 ways to bridge the gap. One that's smart and easy and one that's simple and fun. Smart and easy is the Juice Plus family of whole food, non-GMO, plant-based nutrition. Simple and fun is the Juice Plus aeroponic growing system where you can grow your own food, keeping it local, keeping it organic, and keeping it just the way you want it to be. Let's start with the anchor of our Juice Plus product. It's the Juice Plus capsules, Orchard Blend, Garden Blend, and Vineyard Blend. Most people take 2 capsules out of each bottle every day. When they do that, they are getting over the nutritional essence of over 30 vine-ripened raw fruits, vegetables, grapes, and berries every day. And it recognized that it's more than just a juicing process. It's a crushing, shearing process because plants have cell walls. Most of the nutrition is actually inside the cell walls. And in order to release that nutrition, you've got to crush the cell walls with a shearing process. So the Juice Plus does just that. It's a crushing, shearing process. Some of the fiber is actually maintained, so we don't throw away the fiber of the Juice Plus produce. It's non-GMO, it's gluten-free, insecticide-free, herbicide-free, preservative-free. Less than a gram of carbohydrate per serving. Now that's important because most juicing is very high glycemic. It actually maintains a great deal of sugar in there, and without the fiber, the sugar becomes very high glycemic, surges into your system, and that's what reduces insulin sensitivity. The FDA and the U.S. Department of Agriculture recognize that Juice Plus is not a dietary supplement. They recognize that it is food, concentrated food. If it was a dietary supplement, by law, the label would have to say supplement facts, but the label says nutrition facts because it's food, concentrated food. Here's what sets Juice Plus apart. These are the 34 universities that have already completed research on Juice Plus product. The same capsules that you and I take are used in these research products. That has resulted in Juice Plus being the most thoroughly researched brand name nutritional product available any place in the world. It has resulted in 35 published peer-reviewed medical manuscripts. These are some of the finest nutrition journals in the entire world. The original studies, Juice Plus as a product is only 23 years old. The original studies were pilot studies, but the medical advisors to the Juice Plus company realized in order to have gold standard research, we had to do double-blind, placebo-controlled research, and all of our studies currently are just that. Gold standard, double-blind, placebo-controlled. Now, all of those statements are guaranteed by NSF, an international nonprofit organization that tests every batch of Juice Plus and certifies what's on the label is in the product, and there's nothing in the product that's not on the label. You probably are aware that Eric Schneiderman, the Attorney General of New York State, examined what was in the bottles of supplements at stores, and what was in the label was not, what was on the label was not in the product, and there were things in the product that were not on the label. So he closed down the supplement sections of Walmart, Walgreens, GNC, and Target stores because they were not being fair to the public. Now, we talked about our publications, 35 published medical manuscripts about Juice Plus. PubMed keeps track of all medical manuscripts that are published, and they connotate something that's known as the impact factor. Impact factor is how many times articles in that particular journal are referenced by other medical journals. A respectable total impact factor is 10 to 15. The impact factor of the Juice Plus research is over 100. So this is high quality research in very reputable journals that is referenced by many other medical journals. Juice Plus wants to inspire healthy living around the world. It's not going to impact the physiology of the human body unless it gets absorbed into the human body. That's what's known as bioavailability. Juice Plus has been tested for bioavailability on 4 continents around the world, and every study, 18 studies, shows Juice Plus is indeed bioavailable to the human system. Juice Plus has a dozen studies showing reduction of oxidative stress. When you burn anything, you generate sparks. In your body, you're burning sugar, fat, and carbohydrate 24/7, and you're generating sparks that are called free radicals. Most of them are inside of your cells, and they damage everything in the cells, from your protein to your membranes to even your DNA are damaged by these free radicals. Juice Plus has a dozen studies showing reduction of that free radical damage in the human body. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, which has the highest impact factor of any journal in the world, the bottom line of oxidative stress is aging, disease, and death. If you want to reduce that bottom line, you've got to reduce oxidative stress. And Juice Plus has been shown to do that in 4 continents around the world. Now, part of oxidative stress is inflammation. Everybody knows what inflammation is. It hurts. But you have chronic silent inflammation throughout your body that you can't feel. Your doctor can measure it. And the more that you have, the more rapidly you are deteriorating from the inside out with chronic degenerative disorders. Juice Plus has 3 studies on 2 continents showing reduction of that chronic systemic inflammation, most of which is in your blood vessels. Juice Plus has 3 studies showing reduction of DNA damage in the human body. Scientists have determined that every cell in your body sustains 10,000 DNA oxidative free radical hits per day. Juice Plus has 3 studies showing reduction of that damage by as much as 66%. Now, the functional unit of your DNA is called the gene. You've got 22,000 genes, and collectively they're known as the human genome. Wrapped around that genome is your epigenome, and the epigenome consists of switches. Study of the epigenome is known as epigenetics, and data shows that we have 4 million switches that influence those 22,000 genes. Now, you cannot change your genome, but you can change your epigenome with choices that you make. While your DNA is not your destiny, the science of epigenetics reveals how choices you make change your genes and those of your children, because your epigenome is inherited right along with your genome. And if you have a whole lot of bad choices that you've been making, you pass that right along to your children. Annie Murphy Paul wrote this book called Origins, How the 9 Months Before Birth Shaped the Rest of Your Life. This is a book all teenagers should be reading, both male and female, because it talks about choices that the pregnant mother makes or that the husband has made, and sometimes it's actually choices the grandparents have made or the great-grandparents, because the epigenome is determined by choices you make, and it is inherited right along with the genome. David Williams is the director of research at the Linus Pauling Institute. Notice the mouse on his shoulder. It's a happy mouse because it carries a gene that causes cancer, and it was active in its mother but the gene has been turned off by the epigenome because the mother was fed phytonutrients during her pregnancy. He says one day pregnant women will be prescribed a dietary supplement that will protect their future children from cancer. It's not science fiction, it's where we're headed. Well, it's not a dietary supplement, it's not a prescription, and it's been available for 23 years. And we have seen a great many safe pregnancies and healthy babies with women taking Juice Plus during their pregnancy. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, all of these diseases have epigenetic switches that can be determined before the baby's even born. And if you take a close look at that, you'll see that these are the diseases which are epidemic in our society today. Diseases that were unheard of back in the caveman days, because our nutrition and our physiology is basically the same as it was in caveman days. It's just that our nutrition has changed so terribly, these diseases are coming forth. We know from 2 decades of research on epigenetics that it's stress and poor nutrition more than anything that suppress our good genes and promote our bad genes. Recognize we all have good genes and bad genes, and we want to promote the good ones and suppress the bad ones. And the way to do that is with phytonutrients. The research is very clear. Phytonutrients, more than anything else, promote the good genes, suppress the bad genes. I'm going to shift gear now to cardiovascular disease. Let's talk about the aspects of physiology associated with heart disease. This is LDL cholesterol. You can't live without it, but it's blamed for heart disease. It comes in 2 forms, large fluffy and small dense. It's the small dense that is the biggest problem, especially when it gets oxidized by those free radicals. This slide won the Nobel Prize. You make LDL in your liver, you release it, and it goes to all of your cells where it gets inside of your cells to be metabolized, not oxidized, but metabolized into very essential things like hormones and lipid membranes and various phospholipids and other things that your brain needs, or that your body needs, particularly your brain, because there's more cholesterol in your brain than any other organ in your body. And then the receptor goes back out to the surface to get some more and bring it back in. And so if you don't have enough receptors or you have too much LDL cholesterol, things start to happen. Here you see the LDL cholesterol getting underneath the lining of the blood vessel because there weren't enough receptors to put it into the cells, or there was too much LDL cholesterol. And it's under attack by an amino acid called homocysteine, which is toxic and dangerous. You want to control it. And by those free radicals that we talked about earlier. Instead of one particle at a time, it becomes big globules of rancid fat, oxidized fat. We call them lipid peroxides. And the white cells recognize that they're toxic, they're rancid fat. They cannot be metabolized, so the white cells eat them. After a while, they become bloated into what's known as a foam cell. And after a period of months or years, these build up inside your blood vessel walls to form what's called a vulnerable plaque. Now, the white cells are going to die, so more white cells have to come in there because the rancid fat is just sitting there, toxic and inflammatory. Now, this is the chronic, silent, systemic inflammation that's ongoing in your body that you can't feel. Your doctor can measure it, but you can't feel it. If this thing leaks, or even worse, if it ruptures, you form a blood clot there immediately, and that's a heart attack when that happens. Eventually, if it doesn't rupture, it'll calcify, and we call that hardening of the arteries, but it's much more dangerous before the calcium's there than after the calcium's there. So if your HDL cholesterol is too low, it's because you're leaving it behind, oxidized here in the blood vessel walls, and that's how we can measure low HDL cholesterol, meaning that it's been oxidized and left behind, causing this inflammation. Okay, if we look at these aspects of physiology and look at the research by Juice Plus, we've got 26 studies showing a positive impact on those aspects of physiology in the human body. Moreover, we have just completed our most comprehensive study of Juice Plus in cardiovascular physiology at the University of Cambridge in the United Kingdom. That is under data analysis. At this time, we are expecting really strong positive results from this study. Juice Plus has 4 studies showing support for a healthy immune system. One was in 500 nurses, the largest hospital in Europe, for 7 months during a very cold winter. One was in the elite athletes of the anti-terrorism force of Austria for 7 months. One was the first-year law students at the University of Florida, and of course, elderly people who have a weak immune system most of the time. In all these studies, because of stress, the immune systems were weak, and Juice Plus supported healthy immune systems and made improvement in all of those compared to the placebo groups, which had no improvement and sometimes deterioration. We talk about our Juice Plus skin health. The German scientists took it seriously. They measured all these parameters of skin health and appearance in German women for a 3-month period of time and improved all of the aspects there that you see. Most importantly, probably was the microcirculation. The older you get and the more sun exposure you have had, the deeper into your skin the microcirculation recedes. Juice Plus improved the microcirculation so that what you eat in terms of nutrition can get to your skin to help make it healthier. Juice Plus supported lung health even in men who continued to smoke. These men had 20 pack years of smoking, and even if they continued to smoke, Juice Plus improved respiratory function in these smokers. Periodontal health, a very serious problem internationally. Infection around the teeth, deep in the gingiva, even into the bones of the jaw. It's a serious problem because it releases bad things into the bloodstream, so they have more strokes, more cancer, more hypertension, more likely to lose babies if they're pregnant. It's a serious condition. University of UK looked at the periodontal health of patients, and in only 90 days, they noticed this dramatic improvement in the parameters of skin health. Published in the Journal of Clinical Periodontology, a very significant improvement was found. And they were very surprised because they had already tried every toothpaste and mouthwash that they could find, and nothing improved it. They will continue to do research. But more importantly, their colleagues in the oral surgery division wondered what Juice Plus would do for wound healing after wisdom tooth extraction, and they showed dramatic improvement in quality of life and decreased complications with very significant results in terms of how well they could speak, how well they could chew, how well they could swallow, how much swelling they had, how much spasm was recorded in the jaw muscles. So this was dramatic. It was a 11-week study, and for the first 10 weeks, they simply took placebo or Juice Plus. Then they removed the tooth because health is not an overnight event. It takes time for your body to absorb the nutrients from whole food plant-based nutrition to make the body healthy for what lies ahead. Juice Plus has been shown to significantly improve oxidative stress, decrease protein damage, and decrease absenteeism in elite athletes around the world. Medicine, Science, Sports, and Exercise is the leading journal, is the official journal of the American College of Sports Medicine, and we've got 3 of our 4 publications there. What athlete wouldn't want to decrease oxidative stress, protein damage, absenteeism, and then take the Juice Plus Complete to get the finest protein that they could get into the body? And Juice Plus was the official food sponsor of the German, Swiss, and Austrian Olympic teams in 2012 because of the quality of the research and because of the integrity of the certifications, not only by NSF, but by the Swiss Medic and the French Pronesius in Europe. Authorities, experts at Yale University say the children of today are the first children of Americans to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. We won't accept that, and neither will Nemours Children's Hospital. They did the research. They paid for the research themselves on Juice Plus, looking at overweight boys ages 6 to 10 for 6 months period of time, double-blind, placebo-controlled, reduced abdominal fat mass compared to increased abdominal fat mass in the placebo group, reduced fatty acid binding protein, improved insulin resistance, improved lipids, and improved bioavailability. A 6-year-old boy shouldn't even have insulin resistance. That's the first step to type 2 diabetes. They were surprised, but we weren't, because for 17 years, Juice Plus has been giving children around the world free Juice Plus for 4 years when a parent or an adult in the family becomes a Juice Plus customer, and the results are fantastic. MD Anderson looked at Juice Plus and what it could do for women with ovarian cancer. They asked the women to participate in the well diet, 10 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. They had radiation, they had surgery, they had chemotherapy, they were debilitated, they couldn't eat 10 servings a day. So they said, let's try 5 servings a day, take Juice Plus Orchard and Garden capsules, and let's take a Juice Plus Complete Shake. Over 92% 5-year survival in both groups, most of them still cancer-free. Improved quality of life in the Juice Plus group, and there were no problems with soy, even though ovarian cancer, of course, is an estrogen-dependent cancer. We agree with MD Anderson. There's no condition that benefits from poor nutrition, and all conditions of human progress will improve with good nutrition, and that's what Juice Plus is. Just in follow-up, the National Institutes of Health is doing the Human Epigenome Project, and it's one of the major research projects around the world. And Juice Plus has already completed a study of the epigenetics of inflammation at the University of Newcastle in Australia. The results are in data analysis, but they're looking very exciting. And Juice Plus is also participating in the Human Genome Project, a huge project. Microbiome in your body is the interaction with everything that happens. You have 10 times as many bacteria in your intestine as you have human cells. And Juice Plus is doing research on the Human Microbiome Project. So in summary, Juice Plus is bioavailable, protects DNA from damage, reduces oxidative stress, supports healthy inflammatory response, supports health during exercise, supports immune health, supports lung health in smokers, supports periodontal and skin health and appearance, improves metabolism in overweight boys, improves quality of life after oral surgery, and supports cardiovascular health. Consider those aspects of physiology and recognize, except for Juice Plus, there is nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that's been shown to do that for human physiology. Now, we said at the beginning, it's all about choices. I hope that you will choose to provide your family with more whole food, plant-based nutrition. I hope that you will choose to bridge the gap by adding Juice Plus to your family's daily nutritional needs. And if you haven't done so already, I hope that some of you will choose to join us in our mission to inspire healthy living around the world. Because as you know, there's a lot of people that need conversation about their nutrition, and frankly, we'd love to have some more boots on the ground. We'd love to have you join our family. Thank you very much.
Rick, thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. Thank you, or today. Thank you everyone for joining us. We have recorded this so that it can be shared. Rick, we're grateful for you. We know you're up on top of a mountain. The technology messed with us just a little bit, but it was an excellent message. I always learn something new from you. Thank you so much for carving out time to be with us.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.